Hello there everyone, Citrus Aviation here with yet another video, and today is the 400 subscriber special video, and we are here today with RedRiverAviation, and we are doing an interview video. So some of you may have seen the Aviation 18 interview at the time that I'm recording this. It is my most popular video, so thank you guys so much for that, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this one as well. This one's going to be a very long one, and I hope you guys enjoy the interview. I want to thank RedRiverAviation for coming on for today's video. I want to thank you guys for your incredible support on this video and for all the people who have volunteered to be my next interviewee. So I will have a lot of great people coming in the future as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. First, I would like to welcome RedRiverAviation onto the show.
Hello, thank you.
So as I mentioned before, this video is an interview video, and we are interviewing RedRiverAviation here today, and we have a bunch of questions, and hopefully this time the questions are a little bit more in chronological order. They kind of flow a little bit better, and we're going to get started with the very first question here. The first question is, how did you get interested in aviation?
Okay, so this question, I don't have a exact detailed answer for it, I would say, but I have a good explanation. So pretty much back in the day, like from probably the beginning of kindergarten, probably all the way up until it would have been 2012, so that would have been like probably about 3rd or 4th grade. Really big train guy. I really enjoyed it back in the day. I mean, I wasn't professional at anything. I had some HO train stuff, but anyways, on to the point. So I was at my grandma's one day, and if you guys can't tell, I've always been a huge YouTube guy, not just the making videos and stuff, but watching especially. I've been watching since pretty much what I'm gonna say. In 2012, I was at my grandma's one day, and just back on YouTube, I have no clue. I was probably watching train stuff back then, would be my guess, and I just found this random real life aviation compilation. I have literally no idea what was in it or what it was about, but I clicked onto that, and I was like, this is actually pretty awesome stuff. And then I saw an airport update, and that's when it really all kicked off, and pretty much I just found everything that I enjoyed to do out of that, and it was pretty awesome to find all the aviation stuff just through YouTube. So that's my answer to question 1, but pretty much long story short, I was at my grandma's watching YouTube, video popped up in the recommended back in the day, and it pretty much just all escalated from there.
As an aside, I know this is not a question on the list, but do you know who some of the first aviation YouTubers you watched were?
Now, this is kind of the inspiration question, which I thought was on the list, but anyway.
Yeah, that's a little bit farther down.
But I have a huge long list, so if you want me to save it for that question, I'm willing to. But if you want me to answer it now, which I'm kind of excited to answer that one especially, I'm willing to do that. So whatever.
Alright, we can save that one.
Okay, awesome.
Second question is, what was your first model aircraft, and do you still have it?
Okay, so this one is also a very sentimental answer to me, and this was pretty quick following this 2012 YouTube deal. In May of 2012, I think that was the month it was released. Can't guarantee it, but it was somewhere in that range. It was the American Airlines Boeing 757-200 in the chrome livery, and that was literally the best first model to get. This model specifically, the one specifically that I had, I know I had it for a long time. One of the winglets ended up breaking off, so I just broke off the other because some of them flew like that for a while, so I thought it was cool. That model specifically, I haven't seen it in a long time. I probably have it somewhere, maybe a year ago. I will be on the lookout for it though, so if I do find it, update the comments or something, but as of right now, it's surely somewhere up here. But yes, that was an awesome first model to get, May 2012. Way to kick off my now 200 model collection.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's also really cool that you now have all 200 models.
Yes, just surpassed it yesterday, and another unboxing will be coming soon.
So yes, I also have an American 757-200. I have the 2007 release, and when I was looking for it, I saw someone was selling that 2012 release for like $90 or something like that.
Yes, I do want to say this is coming out later, so I have a very special video planned, and I haven't said it because I don't want anybody copying my idea, but I'm making next week will be coming out a rare model collection video, and I literally went through eBay and found all the prices for everything if they were on there, and I made a whole rare model collection video. It's 111 out of 200 of my models, and it's a really cool idea, and I think a lot of you guys are going to do it too.
Hold up, let me write that idea down.
And yeah, what I did was, please wait till my video comes out to release it, of course. But I was going through my 757s, and the Chrome, the Gemini Jets one is around 65 to 75 bucks, and then the NG one, which I want to get to, is like 75 to 90. It just depends on the day. But yeah, they're findable. They're findable.
Yeah. The next question is, what was your first flight?
First flight of memory. I probably took thousands of Super 80 flights from Tulsa to Dallas before I locked on and knew what was what. The first flight of memory to me, let me make sure I get this right, because it was definitely 2012. I believe it was in the spring of 2012. It was a Southwest 737 from Tulsa to Las Vegas, and then Las Vegas to San Diego. And that San Diego landing, I remember I was in a window. My gosh, it was epic. It was like a really foggy day or something, and we were coming from 27 and on the 27 approach, and we just dropped in under the clouds or something. It was really cool to see all that scenery and stuff. And then I could be wrong, but something's telling me deep down that Tulsa had a direct flight to San Diego on Southwest back then, and we took that back. Could be completely wrong, but we flew Southwest back somehow, but I don't remember those flights. Now, the first flights of memory complete to me would have been in 2012 as well, around August, I believe. Have to go back on the Instagram and look, but I went from Tulsa, Dallas, MD-80, and then Dallas, San Antonio, MD-80, and then back on the MD-80, and then the last flight was on the MD-80. Now, that would have been the days to do trip reports, but unfortunately, I didn't. Still super epic stuff, though. Do have some pictures deep in my Instagram. So, Citrus, thank you for editing this, but there's a ton of stuff deep in my Instagram that he's going to have to go get pictures of, or I'll go get it for him, one or the other. But
oh, fun stuff.
Definitely.
What or who inspired you to build your first airport?
Okay, so here's the question that I've wanted to answer for a while now. I'm going to miss a couple names. I said all the big ones for sure on my 500 subscriber 2-year anniversary special. Citrus, if you want to go double check, you're more than welcome to. That went out last July. However, I have a handful of them still in my head. Biggest for everybody, and still for the Aviation's 18 said, but it's still for me too, was one of the very first YouTubers I've watched, Gemini Jets 13. Amazing guy. He's coming back stronger than ever, but makes a beautiful Charlotte airport. I know he doesn't do like the actual replica, but that mat was iconic back in the day. Everybody wanted one. He had to turn them all. Had a whole army of U.S. Airways, and now into American. Awesome guy, great airport. Can't say more praise about him. He does some great Gemini Jet stuff. Now, a couple of these I haven't heard in a while, but they're still big to me. Let's start with AA Flyer 777, Austin, Boston, Logan Airport. Great. I really wish he was still here. Had a better American collection in mind, and that's saying something. Man, once again, he had the original mat too, and an amazing heavy fleet. Really miss him. This one I haven't heard from anybody, but you might have heard of him. MWA 941 had a really good Detroit airport. And you know, something with the old Cameron stuff, just looking back now, just really shows how far not only the community but just the whole world in general has progressed since those 2012 kind of times, like Aviation 18 said. I know there's for sure a couple others. Let me think for sure if I'm missing anybody. I know I watched. Oh, Gemini Jets 333. I can't believe I almost forgot him, but he obviously an awesome. Wasn't it a fictional airport, right? He did.
Yeah. He had a fictional airport. I think it was on the Atlantic or something like that.
Yeah, he had a fictional airport, but again, he had the mat, had an awesome collection, really good guy. You may not have heard this guy either, but it was like JetBlue 2010, something like that.
Oh yeah, he was like one of the very first ones.
Yes, very good guy too. I think he did Boston too, but anyways, super cool airport. A lot of JetBlues, really great stuff. I'm sorry if I'm rambling at this point, but I mean, there's plenty of them. I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget any of the key ones. I'll probably go back on okay, there's actually a couple more that I think off the top of my head. AS Aviation, I know that he's still one of our active guys, thank goodness. great trip reports. He definitely inspired me on the trip report side of things. Awesome model airports, and it's really great to see that he's made it 6 years at this, well, almost 7. He's pushing 7 at this point, but 6, 7, 8, I don't know. But he's been here for the long haul, so awesome job to AS Aviation. Gemini Jets, yeah, 1975. I know he's been around for a while too. Awesome airport himself. Dang it, I know for sure. I know this guy didn't really do updates necessarily, but he had a very popular video on how to make a 1 in 400 scale model airport. It was Flags Dash or something. I don't know if you've seen that video, but the montage song with how to save a life, that video was so cool. You can just look up how to make a 1 in 400 scale model airport, and that video will come up, has like 900,000 views or something. I'm sure I'm missing names, and I'm sorry if I am, but I'm sure I've went on too much. But long story short, guys, I've been watching for as long as any of you, if not longer, and I've been very dedicated to watching and seeing all your guys' videos. So, oh my gosh, probably the biggest guy for me, probably behind Gemini Just 13, was Lone Warrior 6. Man, what an airport he had back in the day. He was one of the first YouTubers in this community. I mean, the first.
Foresee, yeah.
I'm making sure there's nobody else, but I know for sure I've covered the big names that was like, wow, I want to do this with them. So.
Alright, and the next question is really similar. Who or what inspired you to start making YouTube videos?
Yeah, Gemini Jets 13 for sure. I'm trying to think if there was like any other communities for Foresee. So that, yeah, I started, well, I can't answer that question because that question's coming up. But anyways, yeah, Gemini Jets 13. I don't think I've seen AS Aviation at that point in my life. Man, I'm trying. This isn't necessarily the same deal, but well, I'm sure there's a better question for it. But pretty much, long story short, there's some questions down the line that will completely answer this question. But I translated the Gemini Jets idea into a inspiration, but that kind of goes with the channel origins. So I will talk about that when we get to that question.
Alright, and next question is, what makes your channel unique from other aviation YouTubers?
So I've been very excited to answer this question. So I think my enthusiasm is really the big difference maker, because I love doing this, and to get up every day and to make videos is, like I said, and I think I can't, well, I can't say that, but in one of my videos I said something similar to, I don't want to lose this whatsoever. This is really my escape from everything I have to do in my real life. So yeah, I think my enthusiasm's a key difference maker. I think my storyline airport is a fantastic concept idea that really puts a twist on a fictional airport. I think some of my one-off videos, and especially as you guys see going forward, the spotting in a vlog sense definitely took inspiration off Aviation 18, how he does look like the Gemini stuff. I can't forget about Psycho Abe Geek. That's definitely one thing that makes my channel different. I'll talk. I'm sure there's a question down the line, but I'll talk about the inspiration for that, because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering how I came up with that concept. Overall, I just feel like I do everything, and not many channels do that with like the flight simulation, the real life aviation stuff, and the Gemini stuff. I don't feel like that's found really anywhere else on YouTube. I mean, obviously to an extent, but not in the full complexity that it is here. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but
yeah, totally.
That's what makes my channel unique, and really it's just the dedicated fan base I've built up, everybody being excited for videos. I mean, obviously I know how some people get annoyed with like the premieres and stuff and all the advertising on the Discord and stuff, but that's just for the benefit, or it's just for the sake that more people can find this awesome channel that we're building up, and for more people to see videos. But I feel like we have the most engaged, best bang for your buck channel, one of them for sure on YouTube. Like obviously Aviation 18 is great. I'm not even close to his level right now, not just quality wise, but subscribers and all that. But I feel like we're definitely one of the best bang for your buck, or quality over, or quantity and quality channels that you're gonna find on YouTube in this niche.
Yeah, so, and I'm going to also go on and say that he's got a fantastic channel, lots of great content. Like, if you just want to see, like, everything aviation related, he's got pretty much something in there, whether it be quizzes, or airport updates, or model views, or unboxings, or live streams of FSX, or whatever flight simulator you want. I think the only thing you don't do is Infinite Flight. And trip reports, and vlogs and such. He's got lots of great content, so I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I didn't know if you were going to keep going on. But yeah, I know the flight simulation stuff. I'm going to try to progress into that, especially when Flight Simulator 2020 comes out, and like some tutorials, some full flights, not just live streams. Like, the ultimate goal would be to where I can afford to take all my time into this, because as of right now, I'm not making anything, and I'm literally putting, obviously because of the situation, I'm out of school right now, but especially the last month, I've put, I would say, probably 75% of my time into the channel and all this, and it's been pretty absurd that, in sense, not get any like value back from it besides obviously the subscribers, the views, the likes, all that. But I mean, I'm sure my hard work will pay off, and I will say right now, if I do make any money off the channel, all goes back into the channel for the benefit of you guys until, it's crazy to say, but maybe a job for say. But anyways, that's my little spill on that. But yeah, pretty much all things aviation, like the channel banner says, and we'll make a bigger emphasis on flight simulation, and the real life aviation stuff. We'll also try to get more into that, but I pretty much got it all. And then the model side of things, obviously super strong. We're about to have our 8th airport kickoff here in probably a couple months or so, it depends. Anyways, next question.
For those who might be interested in growing their own YouTube channel, what would you recommend to them?
This one's definitely hard. I mean, we could literally make a whole podcast on this topic. It's tough, and I especially struggled. But guys, it's really simple. So I'm gonna put it in context, as I've been trying this for forever now. Now let me just tell you, I have a big emphasis on numbers. They really make or break how I end up feeling about it. So here's my advice for you guys. Number one, you gotta love it. You simply gotta love it, because if you don't love it, you're not gonna end up succeeding. So you gotta love it to start with. Number two, literally do all the research you can. Watch every video that you can in your spare time. Learn every little trick that you can, and eventually you are gonna find success. Do search engine optimization. I mean, obviously there's a whole list of stuff I can go into. If you guys are really interested in the video like that, go let me know on personal message or DM or anything like that, comment section, whatever. But search engine optimization, you know, good thumbnails, good titles, take all the advice you can. Like I said, I mean, obviously there's a boatload of stuff. Be unique, be different. It's just all the questions like that. Like, just literally just research everything you can is my best tip for you. Like, just go watch the top 10 at least YouTube videos. Go watch them for how recent they are, or from how recent they are, because the algorithm's already changed. Always changing. So everything's new. It just depends. And let me tell you, by this time the video's coming out, I'm probably to 1,100 subscribers. At this time last year, we're gonna take a rough guess, this is gonna be late April, maybe early May, I was at 315 subscribers. And then when I buckled down, and it's pretty much one of the effort deals. Like, I just put all my effort into it. I was very efficient with how I watched how to grow videos, and I was efficient with how I post videos. If you kind of look at it like that, then the videos start to get better. And make sure you love it, be enthusiastic, learn everything you can about the algorithm. If you guys want another video on this, because it really honestly does deserve it, let me know, and I will definitely try to get that out to you guys as soon as possible.
So as the algorithm goes, it's not published. Google does not publish this. You can't just look up what it is. It's like, you gotta figure it out yourself, and it's constantly changing.
That's true. You can't.
You have to figure out how
you have to.
work it.
Yeah, you just have to experiment with what works best for you, titles wise, tag wise, just everything you have to. Everything you have to experiment with, and just see what works for you. Because in reality, there's only so many ways to grow it. So, I mean, it's kind of just one of those deals, like, you have to just try to go do it yourself.
Yep. And the next question is kind of similar, and that is, how do you edit and make your videos?
So this one is also, it could use a whole video too, but videos wise, I'm starting a new style where I'm doing like pop-up screenshots on the screen, consistent background music throughout. I'm gonna start cutting dull moments in my videos to make them more engaging, entertaining, better audience retention. So I'm trying a new style. It's worked very well to this point analytics wise, but not only that, but the channel is already soaring up. So yeah, pretty much I make it as it's worth your time to watch. I'm not going to do those 45-minute videos anymore unless it has to be that way. I'm going to do the under 40 most engaging video you're going to find. No dull moments. You're getting your bang for your buck out of watching it. So very consistent throughout. Rambling is limited now, but I know back in the day I did a lot of rambling stuff and unedited raw stuff, so I cut that because ultimately, just one more tip, I think that's going to help out the channel long term. So things like that too. So overall, I think it's kind of a mix between a raw just filmed airport update and a more cut version, but not like, it's not like the scenes deal as Aviation 18s and others do, but it's not just raw like how I used to do it. So it's kind of a mix in between. So it's definitely different from everybody else in my opinion. So I like it where it's at.
And what softwares do you use? Because I know that's a question that people are always interested in.
Oh my gosh, always. Okay, so, I forgot to answer thumbnails, I'm sorry. Which that deserves a video too. So I'm trying to stay in the aviation niche for the most part, but as we start to progress, getting bigger, I'm willing to do these one-offs that are always asked. So let me know. But for video editing, my most common, and also guys, check the description of my videos because I put a time into that and there's a lot of helpful stuff down there. So make sure you go check those out. Anyways, my video editor, I use the free Shotcut. It is available for Windows and Mac, and it is super good for free. I did try Adobe Premiere Elements, just didn't like it, so I went back to Shotcut. I love it, super simple. It's not hard to use once you learn it. I literally have made all kinds of stuff on it, music videos, edited vlogs, all kinds of cool stuff. So there's a lot of features and stuff you have to learn, but literally there's a YouTube tutorial for everything, but it's super good for free. I mean, it's on par. Like, the only thing you're lacking with the better editors is like intro animation graphics and just like with iMovie, there's some text stuff that's pretty nice, like transition wise, but honestly for free you're not going to get better than Shotcut. So highly recommend Shotcut. Been using it for years, never had a problem. I do use a paid software though, one-time payment software for my picture editing, and that is Adobe Photoshop Elements. I learned how to use that and I really like it. I want to say it's going for about $50, $50, something like that. Now I have the 2018 version. I may get the 2020 at some point, or 2021 or whatever, but as of right now, it's not necessary. It does a great job. If you guys want a how to make a thumbnail tutorial, let me know, because I know and that's another thing that's different about my channel videos, whatever, is I think my thumbnails are vastly different from what everybody else does, because the majority of people, just Aviation 18 included, which I'm not saying is bad, it's pretty good for the niche actually, but they just let the YouTube auto generate the thumbnail, and I kind of understand why they let them do that, but at the same time it's so risky. But I make my thumbnails to my liking. I make the viewer want to click on the video, so I think that's another reason why my channel's grown so much. So make really good thumbnails that are out of the ordinary like I have. So but anyways, yeah, I use Adobe Photoshop Elements, and it's a super great software. Really enjoy it. It works well. I use it for my pictures on Instagram and my thumbnails on YouTube. So overall, really good software. It's worth your money. But I know, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I know people can use like Pixlr and things like that. So all this is doable for free. Just make do with what you have, experiment, learn, that's my advice there.
Yeah, I think Aviation 18 does actually select its thumbnails, but it just does like a SOP from the video or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Like, I know like the voiceover videos, he for sure does those, and a handful of the unboxings. But I'm just talking like the airport updates. Usually they're good and focused. So that could be because the YouTube auto generates, since he does the anywhere from 5 to 15-second scenes. That could be why this auto generates that well. But maybe he does select them. But anyways, yeah, I get your point. But just do whatever makes you happy, because this is what this is for.
So yeah, some of the YouTubers like Aviation 18, myself, some others, a bunch of people, we use very high-end full desktop softwares like Premiere Pro, Photoshop. I think Aviation 18 uses Final Cut Pro. Yes, he does. And all those softwares are great because they give you really, really powerful tools and can let you do a lot with them. But the problem is, it's an insanely steep learning curve. Like, a lot of people have to take entire classes just to learn how to use Premiere Pro or Photoshop or whatever. And these basic softwares like Shotcut or Photoshop Elements or whatever, they're really good for an entry-level individual to learn how to get good at them, because it's an entirely different language and way of things are being laid out and such. And so it's a great way to learn how to get good at those software, so eventually when you do progress to Photoshop, Premiere Pro, whatever you want to do, you'll be ready and you'll be way ahead of the curve of a lot of other people.
Yeah, do you mind if I go over my equipment, because I do have questions about that, so I'm sure people are wondering. I'll make it real quick. Okay, so microphone, like we said earlier, Blue Snowball. I use a mic stand, that was pretty cheap. I do have a triple monitor set up technically, but I do use a laptop as one of those. I am about to upgrade those, so don't count on that. But as of right now, I use the Acer Nitro 5 AN51553 with an additional 8 gigs of RAM, which didn't really help, honestly. But yeah, I'm going to be getting a desktop soon, though. So if you guys want an updated setup tour or room tour or whatever at some point, let me know. And then my monitors, I use one $200 Dell and one $100 Acer monitor, which this kind of deal with like stuff that's not for the channel related to, is like I've kind of got some good adequate stuff, but I haven't like upgraded to the full curved monitor or whatever yet, because I mean, at the same time, you just look at that and you're like, oh my gosh, that's like 6 models, or oh my gosh, that's like, you know, a whole I'm trying to think of some value wise compared to that, but essentially, or like, oh my gosh, that's like half the price of a lens. Like, kind of you put that into sense, like, hey, this is kind of, do I really need to upgrade this yet? And there's stuff that needs to be upgraded, like that computer for the flight simulation part of it. It's gonna have to be upgraded. So it's kind of just one of those deals, like, get good stuff and try to make it work for as long as you can, then upgrade when you have to, so you can put more force into the model collecting, especially if you're into that, because if you can't tell, the massive unboxings views wise are some of my best videos to this point.
Oh yeah, and collecting models is incredibly expensive.
So it is, especially 1 to 200. I can't believe some of the 1 to 200 people do that. 1 to 400 is doable, but 1 to 200, my gosh. However, I do want to. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Oh, you ready to go next question or not?
I just wanted to say, the only 1-200 I'm going to be finding one day is the American Airlines McDonnell WMD 82 or 3. There you go.
I have the 82, fantastic model.
Yes, it is.
You'll need to save about $300 for that.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Is like, oh my gosh, I could buy like a handful of 1-400s for that.
So next question, how do you manage your airports and upload schedule?
Now this one I've wanted to answer because I've not heard of this method, but literally at the beginning of every month, I write everything on a calendar and pretty much just alter as I need to, but I write everything on a calendar, and that's how it's going to be. Like, that's how I've stayed so consistent. Like, I'm so proud of myself for making it through the football season and last fall, because I'm sure you noticed my quality and videos just literally fell off a cliff. It was not very good. However, after the MD-80 deal, of course, but however, that schedule got me through it to where I literally, at the beginning of my return to YouTube, I had Dallas by itself, then I added Albuquerque, then I added Tulsa, Pensacola, Storyline, Reno, now Orange County. is I've progressively added airports to the point where I can fit it into the schedule and do what you can. Like, I know a lot of people don't have time to run 7 airports, I think now, working on 9 hopefully at the end of this year, 9 or 10. But do what you can. I'm sure there's a question down the line about how to start a model airport. Is that on the list? I know Aviation 18 had it, but if not, I did want to say one thing about it.
Yeah, so what? Go ahead.
Okay, so what I want to say about that is the sentimental deal that Aviation 18 said, it's so true. Like, I know it's not the best views-wise or the biggest airport, but I have so much fun making Tulsa. I have so much fun doing it because I'm there often, and I'm able to see what's going on. And Dallas, obviously, I mean, the Super 80s leaving really was unfortunate, but definitely make the best sentimental airports, and don't go for the big airports. I mean, I can't even do the big airports realistically. Like some of them, like for example, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, it's impossible. You can't do it. So start with a small airport and just progress your way up, especially for starting collecting, which I have wanted to make a how to start your 1-400 model collection for a long time now, or how to just build on it. So that's definitely one thing I want to do. And there's thousands of one-off videos that I want to do, but unfortunately there's only so much time in the world and only so much that I have to do, like this interview. But long story short, there's a lot that you can do with it. But yeah, I use the calendar. It's very helpful, but do whatever works for you. If you just want to make airport updates like every couple of months or whatever, that's completely fine. But me staying on a consistent monthly schedule for all the airports has really helped me out. I don't know if you guys know my tradition, but things are in different orders, but the only thing that stays the same is Albuquerque is the first airport of the month. I don't know why. Maybe it's the A for the beginning of the alphabet, but no matter what, that's always my kickoff airport for the month. And I don't know why, but it's just tradition. Like, hey, Albuquerque is going to be at the beginning of the month every month, which I think it's kind of cool, honestly. But it's just that you build up these traditions. What makes me come to YouTube so much is like every little thing, all the comments, all my friends, including Citrus and Aviation 18, Gemini 13, everybody else's. Man, this community is truly not like anything else I've ever seen. Okay, next question.
Alrighty, next question. What models do you want to see made that have not yet been made?
I'm sure everybody knows my answer to this question if you watch my channel. However, I will answer it anyways. I don't know why nobody's ever made this. This is literally a huge profiter if anybody were to make it. American Eagle Bombardier CRJ-900, regardless if it's Mesa or PSA. I mean,
both preferably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, how hard is it, honestly? Like, yes, the CRJ-900 mold from Gemini Jets. Hopefully your video doesn't get demonetized or something because I say this, but it's not very good. Okay, it's simply not. If you haven't seen a downfall of Gemini Jets by Aviation 18, which yes, I was actually in. Really good video. It really just shows off how bad they've degressed, as it is to say, especially with that mold. The gears are literally on the fuselage, so maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe I can get a custom done, but that is literally probably the Mesa, since that flies to all my airports. Like, the only one that the PSA flies to is Pensacola and Tulsa. However, we really need some CRJ-900, so Gemini, please, or somebody, NG preferably, make both, like all these alterations you've made. I'm hoping they can get some RJ molds. However, that 747 SP is pretty cool. So CRJ-900 for American Eagle, re-release everything. Somebody's got to step up on the. I mean, the A321s from NG are nice, but NG, if they could get the narrow body or the A320, A319 mold to make some American LUSs, we're gonna be in business. And Sharklets too would be nice. So I think NG's on the right track. So hopefully, once the whole situation calms down, we'll be able to get some new models from NG, some good ones, and also some new Spirits as well would be great. Frontiers, Delta RJs. I mean, there's literally a whole list, but the one model that I'm super really want right now is that American Eagle CRJ-900. Probably Mesa if I had to pick, but both would be great.
Yeah, and well, the thing is, they don't allow custom releases, because I was going to order some custom Delta CRJ-900s from them, and they were initially going to do it, but then they were like, well, No, we don't do custom releases anymore. Despite the fact that they had just the previous month released the JetBlue A320s in FD&Y, the red livery, and they had released it just for their airplane SOP, and yet they won't release it for someone who's going to buy a custom order from them. And these models are expensive. You have to pay for an advance and such, and it was going to be $12,000 to $15,000, but I was willing to do it because it would bring a Delta CRJ900 to the market that a lot of people really wanted.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I got mine for $93, which you guys will see that video already probably, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, these models, especially the rare ones, I mean, it's so frustrating if they're going to release. I mean, obviously they have to take into consideration all the continents, but I mean, at this point, is the Alaska 737-700 really that important when you could release a Delta or American CRJ900 or something that will actually profit really well? Which I'm not saying the Alaska 737-700 was bad, but I'm just saying, like, stop making these mediocre models that can wait, or you know what I'm talking about, like less demand models that people aren't necessarily really wanting right now. Release something that we really want right now. And Southwest releases, I mean, list goes on. I could literally just write down 30 of them for you right now, but we have an interview and not a Gemini Jets ranting section, so.
Oh, we could totally make a Gemini Jets rant video together. It'd be awesome.
A collab. Oh my gosh, that would be sweet. Yeah. That's definitely a video idea. So leave a like if we can get to, like, let's go for 100. If we can get to 100 likes on this video, then we'll do that.
Yeet. Alright, next question is, what is your favorite model and why?
Dang it, this is such a tough one to tell because I have a ton that are right next to my heart, man. Oh, honestly, probably the most special model to me that I have is my 1-400 JetX American Donald Douglas MD-82 polished. That model is so beautiful. Yeah, I love it. I've had it since Christmas of 2013. No problems with it. Beautiful polished. Any of my MD-80s, honestly, but I'd probably go with that JetX MD-82 polished. However, the American Airlines 757 One World Old Livery and 777 One World Old Livery, man, those are very close, especially looking at that 757. So, you know, there's a lot of them that I love, but if I had to pick, it would be that JetX MD-82.
Yeah, do you think the commercial die-cast model aircraft space is saturated, or is there room for another company to come in?
Good question. Yeah, it's kind of like what Aviation 18 said. If somebody can produce quality and what we want, there's plenty of opportunity. Like, I know, is it Panda something?
Panda models?
Yeah, I think they released T9 A319, but obviously the situation right now, it's kind of hard to tell what's actually going on with all these model companies, especially the diecast jet store. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic on itself. But yeah, I mean, if people can make some quality stuff that we want, yeah, there's plenty of potential. Like, even I have that Apollo American 737, and that's honestly a pretty good model, even though it didn't come in great quantities. I mean, I put it right next to the Gemini one, and I can barely tell the difference. It's really good. So yeah, I mean, there's always potential. It just depends on what the company is. Like, for example, if we have can you name me just a mediocre 1-400 company that we could really care less for? I'm trying to think.
Aero Classics?
I mean, they have variety though, so I'm not going to necessarily count them on the list. Like, I have a couple of models that are made by all these one-off companies, but what I'm trying to say is if somebody just makes some okay re-release, like for Panda models, for example, like, I'm not saying they're bad, but that's literally the third, or actually the fourth, technically, new livery United A319 to be released. Like, at some point, people are going to get tired of it, unless your model stands out, which I'm not expecting it to be any better than that Gemini one. Man, that Gemini one is super good. But
oh yeah,
what I'm trying to say is, if it's quality, and so, like, you can put this into the YouTube comparison. Like, hey, my channel was literally at the beginning of 2019 at 200 subs. Is there a chance for somebody to come in and take over? Well, I mean, I'm almost to 1100 right now. So yes, anything's possible in any market. So yes, in my opinion, there's plenty of room for any company, if it's quality, to come in and take over. Yes.
Oh yeah, my pie in the sky dream one day would be to have my own model company to produce models, and as a member of the community, I kind of know what people want. So yeah, I'd really like to do that someday.
It would be expensive.
Yeah, I think NG's doing a good job, but I mean, they literally only started like last summer, so I'm not gonna, or is that right? Like somewhere in 2019, but anyway.
Yeah, they've been around since like 2018, but they really only went huge in 2019.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of potential. It just depends on what's coming and how good the models actually are. And it's hard. Like I know Velocity Models, which was a spin-off from one of our community members, never made it, and I'm assuming just because it was so hard to get molds and stuff. But yeah, as long as the models are quality and we get what we want, I would even take a Aero Classic CRJ 900 American Eagle at this point. I mean, anything's possible. It just depends on your collectors. Like, I know there even is still collectors that buy the retro stuff, and don't get me wrong, that's awesome. But I would say the majority of the collectors nowadays are for active aircraft.
Yeah, I would say if I did start a model company, it'd be about 50 to 100 grand that I need to invest for molds and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's not cheap.
Oh yeah, for molds and stuff like
if
that.
I did, I can guarantee you.
First model right now. I'm just gonna tell you right now, if I was to do a model company right now, the very first model I release would be an American and Delta CRJ 900.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I would buy 5 of each probably. I will buy an army of CRJ 900s, and man, I'll probably make a reaction video or something, but I would be over the moon and like probably to Mars or something. I don't know. That would be a great day.
Oh yeah. Now obviously things could change by then, by the time I do a model company or whatever, but we'll see. Alright, next question is, what is your favorite airline and why?
My favorite airline, this is also sentimental value. As much as Delta's grown on me recently, I'm going to have to go with American Airlines. The Super 80 memories, nothing beats that. They've always been really good to me. Being the kind of the cornerstone airline with Southwest at Tulsa, it's been one of those deals that's just like sentimental to me. They've took me so many places. Their aircraft are almost to 1,000 total. I mean, you know, it's just one of those deals. It's like, I love American Airlines, and I don't think that's going to change. I have so many models from them. I think close to 100, if not 100. But American Airlines, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, I mean, it's just a sentimental value deal once again. But it would have to be American Airlines just from the memories, the Super 80. I mean, list goes on why I love American. But it's American Airlines. No, nothing changes that. Love American and hope for the best going forward. Hopefully everything bounces back after this situation.
How do you choose what flights to take?
This one's also interesting. So usually it's kind of varied off now. However, previously when I did take, or previously just I don't know why it's been this way so much recently, but a lot of unexpected trips have came up, like the Rochester incident last summer, the Washington or DCA trip in 2018. The near what happened was the 757 trip on the way back from Gulf Shores. I mean, all these trips usually come up last second. So at that point, I love to go see new places all the time. So I usually get my flights. I love to get 2 stops if it's possible. So I do that as much as I can. However, the 1 stops, I mean, it just depends on what it is. Like, for example, the Delta deal, that was a really bad routing. I really couldn't get out of going straight to Minneapolis. If I would have had the choice, I would have went probably to Atlanta, then Minneapolis to get some mainline stuff in. However, yeah, I mean, I usually pick it off best aircraft. I mean, I had so much trouble trying to figure out, and this may not even happen now, but I had so much trouble figuring out what I wanted to do going into Cabo in Mexico, just because the aircraft, there's a handful of options, but no like 757s or anything. So it was tough, and especially getting back into the US. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but usually it's dependent on what's the best for my money, what aircraft I can get on, and best routing, what airports I'd get to go see. So it's kind of like one of those deals, like, hey, I can go from Pensacola to Dallas to Tulsa on 2 CRJ900s, or I can go from Pensacola to Miami on E145, Miami to Dallas on a 757, and Dallas to Tulsa on an A319. It's just one of those deals, like, yeah, I want the best for what I can get on that Pacific flight. So yeah, depending on aircraft and the route.
Do you think streaming or flight sims will be a big part of your channel's future?
This question also, I look at it from both ways. The live streams are a lot of time, and especially doing it in my time slot where I do it right now. honestly, I do want to see some more engagement out of those, but they typically are pretty solid. I enjoy them. It's good practice, but the late nights are definitely a tough deal, and I don't know how much more midday I can do, especially like starting next school year. So yeah, it's one of those deals. I'm like, yes and no. That's going to be a big part. I don't foresee it falling off completely. It may get downgraded to once a week. It really just depends on what the audience wants. I may do a poll on this coming up soon. As of right now, I've consistently done 2 a week for about a month now. So, yes and no. I don't have a definitive answer for that right now. As of right now, they're going to stay. But if the channel keeps accelerating due to model stuff, there's going to be a time where it's possible that those will be filed out of the rotation. But I do want to keep them. So yeah, I really don't know right now. I definitely do want to do more stuff with Flight Sim though. I want to do some more full flight actual videos. I want to do some challenges at some airports. There's a lot of potential with it. Don't get me wrong. Maybe we need to experiment, like we've talked about, just with some different topic ideas, like kind of how you will be doing with the video that you have coming out today, which is probably, oh boy, probably 2 weeks to a month ago now for but that X-Plane 11, who knows how good that will do. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of potential with it. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go, and who knows, the whole Flight Simulator 2020, I'm expecting big things from that. So that'll probably definitively put it on the rotation, because that'll be nice, new, and fresh. So yeah, it's one of those deals that I can see going either way, but as of right now, it would be preferably if it stays in the rotation.
Alright, this next question is one that I really like to ask, and it is, how has YouTube changed your life?
Oh boy, okay. So I would say honestly it's been mostly for the good, but there has been a touch of bad in it. So I'm gonna start. Oh, there is no channel origin question on this list, so I better answer that if you don't mind, because I know I said I would do that. So pretty much back in 4th grade, probably 3rd or 4th grade, I had a friend that really enjoyed Minecraft. And then I watched a lot of Minecraft stuff on YouTube. So I ended up making my first channel, which I'm not going to disclose, Citrus, if you feel like it, put it on the screen. But it was a Minecraft and Aviation channel combined, and there ended up only being like 3 Minecraft videos on it. It ended up turning into strictly Aviation. That lasted till about 2015. Then I changed my name, and that channel lasted for only like probably 6 months or so actively. I did do a couple one-off videos. I ended up uploading that, but then I ended up making it over to my current channel, RedRiverAviation. I did consistent videos from July of 2017 to about October, and then ever since I came back with the channel update in mid 2018, I've uploaded like pretty much every week almost. I know I've uploaded every week since September 2018, and I've double uploaded since probably I want to say the summer, the summer 2019. So more frequent videos have been coming out. I'm very happy about that. The goal would be to get daily, but anyways, that's kind of the channel origin. But for the question, which was, I believe, it's kind of slipping my mind right now.
How has YouTube changed your life?
Okay, so it's got me really organized. It's made me so much closer to aviation, and an active fan base to interact with every day. So especially when I made the Discord and stuff. However, if you guys want me to be completely honest with you, I literally don't have any real life friendships anymore. And I think that's okay, because at this point, like, I was so tired of not doing what I loved every day that I'm fine with it. I prefer being on the internet at this point. And at this point in my life, I enjoy that more than being cooped up at school, not listening to what I like every day. So I prefer this way. Yeah, like I've said, I engage with everybody every day. I literally am doing something with the channel every day. So I mean, like, instead of like just watching YouTube videos or just sitting around or whatever I would be doing, I'm making quality content. So that's definitely one way it's changed my life. I'm trying to think of how else it may have affected. I mean, it's a huge time commitment, so that's definitely the one downside to an extent. But at the same time, as long as I'm enjoying it, which I am, that's kind of what matters. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of just one of those deals. It's like, hey, I think it's for the best completely overall long term, but at the same time there are some minor downsides that honestly really don't bug me. So overall, it's been one of the best things that happened to me. It's took up a lot of time, but I've enjoyed every minute of it, and there's nowhere else I would really want to be, if you want me to be completely honest with you. So really enjoyed it. I hope for the best. At this time next year, who knows where the channel's going to be, but overall it's been a great impact on my life, and I've been very happy with what it's turned into.
Yeah, this question is not on the list, but I have another one. Yeah, I think I've asked this question too before on like DM or something, but where does the name Red River Aviation come from? Good
question, because this question's got asked, a lot of questions have got asked, especially more recently as I've crossed 1,000 subscribers and everything. The name RedRiverAviation, back in 2017, I did a question deal on Instagram when it was very new on what my new Instagram name pretty much what my new channel Instagram name should be, because at that time I was really like, I was doing all the kinds of random names like Aviation 1545 underscore Aviation 15 Gemini Jets. I mean, I was all over the place. I was like, this is pretty pathetic, so we need to have a definitive name. And I was like, preferably related to somewhere near me. And if you guys don't know, the Red River is a river between Oklahoma and Texas. And since I posted so many pictures from Dallas-Fort Worth, yet lived in Oklahoma, somebody's like, hey, Red River Aviation sounds cool. No clue who it was, but he's no longer around with us, unfortunately. But that guy will have praise, because he gave me the channel idea or the name, and it's stuck ever since. And I've considered possibly moving over to RRA, as Red River Aviation doesn't come off the tongue perfectly, but I think I will keep it with Red River Aviation. However, if you'd like to call me RRA, you're more than welcome to, because I know, but some people call me Red or Red River. I'm like, guys, come on, that's really not it. I'd rather be called my first name than that. I'm like, come on. Yeah, I'm definitely happy for more questions, though. I'm sure you have more. So
yeah, so I think I have one more question here on the list, and it is, where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what is the future of Red River Aviation?
Okay, so for right now, 5 years, that would be my junior year of college probably. So it really all is orientated around college, honestly, for the future of the channel. As long as I want to commute. I originally didn't want to do that before the channel has done what it has, but now, I mean, I foresee this as turning into a good income source at some point. So I want to commute and do this at the same time. So yeah, I foresee it going for sure. I really hope it doesn't turn into a Gemini Jets 13 situation or something. I'm not planning on that. I'm not planning on living at the college. So I'm planning on commuting. So just expect a lot of evolution, or pretty much just build on what we have. I mean, this is kind of what I said in the this video is not very popular, but the 2019 recap 2020 preview is just continue to grow. That's what we're going to continue to do. Only more great stuff's going to be coming. So I foresee it still going. I've never put more time into something like this, and the closest I came to falling off was last fall, and I still uploaded every week and had some decent videos in that stretch. So I would say that I don't foresee me ever losing motivation to do this whatsoever. As frustrating, as time committing as it has been recently, and will probably be going forward, nothing's going to stop what we're doing here. So as I foresee it, it's going to be a nice big channel going forward, and there's going to be tons of content to come. As long as I'm commuting to college, I don't foresee this falling off. Now, as for what I want to do when I grow up, originally it was to be a pilot, but I mean, I've had this long-term goal to be like a YouTuber, because that's what I've always literally wanted to do, because this is what makes my day, makes me happy all the time, everything like that. So it could go in a bunch of ways. I could definitely foresee it. And I mean, in all real estate, you could have your counter argument that, yeah, this is my third channel, but by far this has been the most successful and active. So yeah, I mean, I think that we'll at least have some consistent activity for sure, but as of right now, I plan on just building and continue more consistent, active, and better quality videos, honestly. So yeah, obviously both way question, but at least through high school, so at least through 2022, mid 2022, you can expect a lot to come from me, and the channel shouldn't fall off. One thing that's been a problem in the past is my interests have shifted multiple times, and honestly, the last couple of years, I really haven't been more dedicated to anything than this, and I think I finally found it. So this is what I'm planning to do. So expect a lot. That's what I can foresee. In 5 years, this is probably a long shot, but I'm gonna go with, I would say safe bet is anywhere from 10,000 to 25,000 subscribers. So I'm going to stay in that range. It could be above, it may be close, but I'm not foreseeing it being anything under 10K. So that I'm expecting 5 years can do a lot for the Instagram algorithm. So 15 to 20,000 followers on IG. So yeah, definitely a lot to go into that question. But in 5 years, channel's pretty big, still doing active content, and doing what we love and loving what we do, all things aviation related.
So I just came for another question, and this is one I asked Aviation 18, and that is, would you ever consider a job outside? Would you ever consider a job in aviation outside of YouTube?
Definitely, or I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely. Like if this just doesn't work out to be like a full-time deal, and I just have to end up picking up on something, yeah, like because like if I were to be a pilot, now it's going to completely derail the channel, which I don't want to happen. So I want to do something aviation related, and I would love to be a pilot, but this interaction that I have with YouTube, which it may sound dumb to some of the older people watching this, it's something that brings the best out of me, and it's irreplaceable. So yeah, being a pilot would be awesome. It would be great in an ideal world, but with all this emergence of YouTube, which I'm only expecting more, so I can't not have an emphasis on YouTube impacting this. Maybe be something like that at the airport, like I don't know, maybe something ground wise. I know a lot of our, like Captain Cooper S80 on Instagram, or KDFW.spotter. Some of them are ramp guys, so maybe something at the airport. I'm not sure. It really just depends on how college goes, what I end up deciding to do, and how YouTube progresses, because I mean, I think at the rate I'm at, especially with even one viral video, I could foresee the channel just turning. It could be a whole new question at that point, but as of right now, where we stand, yeah, it's definitely a toss-up question that could go either way. But yeah, like I said, 5 years, hopefully the channel's going nice and strong, and the future, just a lot of consistent, or no, this is a different question. I'm sorry, this was, aviation job. I'm sorry, I was thinking the last question, because they kind of all tie into each other. Okay, as for the aviation job, yeah, it would be nice, but like I said, it just depends on where the channel goes and what's next in my real life, because anything can happen at any time. So, and I do want to classify, if you want me to answer this, the origin of Psycho Ave Geek. Another YouTuber, this is kind of where the topic trend shift deal is very present. So the Psycho Ave Geek idea came from the YouTuber named McJuggernuggets. He's a comedy based, I don't know if you've heard of him or not, Citrus. I'm sure some people at least have, but he made a very popular series called the Psycho series, which was pretty much just a kid that got tortured by his dad all the time, and he made these pretty epic freak out videos that now to this day most of them got demonetized, if not removed. So I always enjoyed that, and I thought that bringing that over to the aviation niche would be a cool experiment. So I did that in mid-2019 with the pilot episode of Psycho Ave Geek after the whole Gemini Jets NG model situation really came to the floor, and that video surpassed 8,000 views at this point, doing very well, and it will be my first video with 10,000. So Yeah, I feel like it's a cool experiment. I still don't think people understand that these are skits and they're for entertainment purposes, not how I actually feel about these situations. And I do want to make these common part of the channel. I want to make them often, but I don't want to make them too often to where they're repetitive. So I foresee doing them every couple of months like I have. So, and definitely in the better context, because I know the Boeing 737 MAX and the Boeing CEO ones were, the Boeing CEO one was okay. I just didn't tag it and appropriately make that. And then the 737 MAX video, that wasn't very well made. So yeah, there's a lot of potential with that series. However, I do enjoy doing it, or I mean, pretty much just the origin came from that YouTuber. I just translated it over to this niche. And then I want to clarify about the storyline airport, that idea. Here's another topic trend is on YouTube. I've watched pretty much gaming football channels, long story short, and some of them use these cool ideas with their coaches and players. Citrus would get a better idea of this with like their coaches and players interacting in real life. So again, brought that over to the aviation niche and involved the cutscene orientation with, or not orientation, but you get concept with my characters and airport CEOs and things like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to clarify.
My favorite ones are the skits I watch from the SEC football channel, SEC Sorts.
Yeah, I know. Those are really good. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I'm missing. If you're wondering, we should have a couple new airports this year. If you've made it to this point in the video, you probably deserve to know. We'll be having Phoenix Sky Harbor, and which I'm very pumped about. It'll probably be one of my best airport on the channel. And then Raleigh Durham, that airport's kind of in a building state. It's kind of a long story, so I'm not going to get into it, but that should be coming later this year. And then Phoenix should come ideally late May, early June. So
yeah, you could do San Diego because of your experience with that airport.
Yeah, I definitely need to fly back out there. But yeah, San Diego would also be cool. I actually did some 2014 little concept designs. If you want to pull those pictures up on Instagram, you can. But yeah, I definitely did those too. So that's I mean, there's literally airports all around. Like, I was very close to doing Sacramento, but ended up folding because of the whole how far the terminals were apart and stuff. So that's definitely an airport that I want to do one day. And I mean, windows wide open. I've had quite a few requests to do Charlotte, but I'm like, Gemini just 13 does it. That's not realistic. And then I really want to redo Dallas completely and make the whole arch terminal, or the curved terminals, which that would be epic if I can do that. So, but one of the plans I want to do is I want to get a massive table here in the center of this big open room. I don't think you guys understand. Some of you guys probably have figured it out by now, but the only airport that's in the other room is Albuquerque, and that's on the little shelf area that I have back in the corner of my bedroom. And then this open room that I have up here, that's where I bring out all the fold-up tables and do all my other airport updates out here with the big windows and stuff, which have done a really good job to say the least. So yeah, the whole upstairs is mine if you're curious. And like I said earlier, room tour is definitely in the foreseeable future. And I know people are still asking for like some tutorial stuff, like obviously the 3 that we mentioned: how to edit videos, how to do thumbnails, how to grow on YouTube. Do plan on doing those, along with, like, I'm sure I'll start getting questions about how I do the airport or how I do the paint airport. So I'll let you guys know how I do that. But ideally as well, future channel plans, if I do move or something crazy happens, I have no clue how. I'm probably just gonna have to rebuild Albuquerque, which is probably for the best. Get the runway on it and stuff, which would be nice, like a full runway, because I mean that corner honestly fits it pretty well, which I could just pull up those sheets carefully and use that tarmac, but it's probably going to be worth getting redone, because I mean, if you guys don't know, that was the second airport on the channel. So the first was Dallas, obviously, second was Albuquerque, third was Tulsa, the fourth was Pensacola, the fifth was Storyline, sixth was Reno, seventh was Orange County, eighth was will be Phoenix, and ninth will be Raleigh Durham, and then whatever comes about through the channel. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it, but at the end of the day, I really enjoy these airports. Definitely want to do more real life aviation vlogs and also some more flight simulation stuff. But overall, is there anything I'm missing? Is there any other questions you thought of, or
I think that is it.
I think I've covered a lot of it. I mean, this video is on the good side of an hour for sure. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely getting there. And for all those of you who are still watching the video, put a number 15 in the comment section. Let's see who's still watching it an hour in.
Let's give us a 15. Give us a 15. We definitely deserve that. If you made it, I'll definitely heart your comment. I may even subscribe to your channel. So, yeah, go drop a 15 in the comment section. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed learning about me. I will definitely talk more about myself and things like that on my live streams and in the Discord. So if you have any questions, I'm sorry to self-promote, but I don't know if you guys surely have at this point. If you haven't already, go subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell, as more content's going to be coming. A lot of you guys probably don't know about my Discord though. Go join that. If you want to throw the link in the description, you can, but it's in all the links or all the descriptions on my videos. So yeah, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content. I've really enjoyed evolving the channel and making it into what it is now. A lot's going to come, and maybe even down the line we can do an updated version of the interview, which would be super cool. But for right now, I know Citrus has plenty of other people interviews wise to get on to. So thank you so much for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing about what my channel is all about and about me and everything like that. Definitely would be cool to do the vice versa of this and do an interview on Citrus though. So
Oh yeah, I should do that when I hit 1,000 subscribers. Have you all interview me?
yeah, the vice versa idea would be cool. So definitely let us know, and when Citrus gets to 1,000, we'll reevaluate that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to me talk for an hour, like always. If you guys have been here, I know like a couple of you guys, like Mile High Aviation, AS Aviation, a handful of you guys have been here since I was literally at the beginning of the channel, like 30 to 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. And if you joined anywhere throughout the way, comment what subscription, if you have a counted number, because it doesn't count anymore, which I think that's dumb that YouTube doesn't count the numbers anymore. But if you guys have a number, or if you guys remember what subscription number you were, comment in the description. I'll go make sure to get you guys back subscribing wise or something like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here, and I'm gonna hand it off to Citrus, as I've probably done more than enough talking. But once again, thank you for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it. Very fun to do, and I definitely want to do some more collab stuff going forward, and hopefully that possible meetup at DCA later this year.
Alright, so thank you very much to RedRiverAviation for coming on to the show today. It was a very fantastic interview with him. Thank you very much to RedRiverAviation for coming on and for doing this with me. I very much appreciate it. It was fantastic having him on the show, and I want to thank you guys for getting me to the milestone I'm at. This video is going to go up after I have about 420 subscribers. It'll be the 400 subscriber special, and then we'll do another one of these at 500 subscribers. So we have great content coming. Thank you all so much for the support that you shown me. Comment down below if you're still watching. I have a lot of people that'd be interested in interviewing and want to see what you guys think who I should interview next. So obviously put your comments down there below and we'll see what we can do. Alright, thank you guys so much again for getting me to 400 subscribers, for watching the videos, to RedRiverAviation for coming on. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and God bless you.
Oh yeah. Sorry to interrupt this, but I realize it's 10:20 and Chick-fil-A's about to close their breakfast in like 10 minutes. Do you mind if I go grab my breakfast real quick and I'll be right back?
Yeah, as long as we can continue, right?
Yeah, we can continue, right?
Okay.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
I'll just be work on the Dallas setup if you don't mind.
Alright, cool.
Alright. Just yell or something. I'll be waiting for you to hear it. Or you